Welcome, everyone. Today's lesson is a mindfulness primer, just the basics to get you started. I'm Jackie Levin. I'm a holistic nurse and mindfulness teacher and your wellness partner. So why do we want to learn mindfulness meditation or mindful awareness? This practice is so that we can rest our busy minds. And our minds are very busy. That's the way they're designed. They're interested in many different things and they get distracted very easily. But it's really important to take rest, and that's one of the reasons that we sleep, is to rest our mind and regenerate our mind so we can have better focus for the things that we really want to pay attention to: our communication, our relationships, the work we do in service to others. And so what is a basic definition of mindfulness? It's paying attention on purpose. And so this way that we use the breath in mindfulness as our object of attention. And there's a couple reasons that we use the breath. Essentially, it's because the breath, one, is always with us. And two, the breath is something that changes with states of stress. So if we can practice using the breath and using our abdominal muscles to breathe, that strengthens the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve helps us relax. So that way we're increasing our vagal tone, and we are generating a greater capacity to relax during moments of stress. So what is one of the essential things you need to understand about mindfulness and paying attention on purpose is becoming a curious observer. That's not as easy as it seems, but when you practice being curious and using the word curious, it gets easier and actually more fun. So we tend to want to be judgmental individuals. We want to place a value on things of whether they are good, worthy, or bad, or unworthy. And the practice of mindfulness and paying attention on purpose dovetails both curious observer and being non-judgmental. Now, what do I mean by being judgmental? Let's say you're walking along the street and you see a bright yellow car pass by. And it's brand new, shiny, and you think, ugh, who would buy a yellow car? Yellow cars, it's an awful color for a car. Now, that's a judgment. Observing as a curious observer would be, oh, yellow car. No judgment. If you observe yourself judging the color and the person who would pick out a yellow car, you would simply say, curious, someone likes yellow cars. So you're using a tone that keeps things sort of on an equal basis with everything else. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have values, nothing wrong with wanting to weigh in your preferences. But what we're getting at is we want you to understand through the mindfulness practice actually what is a judgment. Because as you're walking along and you see that yellow car, you're just thinking yellow cars are ugly. You're not recognizing it as a judgment of yours. All right, so we're going to practice the very first mindfulness practice, and we're actually going to use sound. So I have a bowl, and I'm going to ring it 3 times. And I want you to listen to the sound of the bowl makes when I ring it. And just notice, don't strain or stretch to hear the sound. Simply listen to the sound that is made when I ring the bell. And also pay attention to what you notice between the sounds of the bell. Here we go. Now, just taking a moment to reflect on your experience as a curious observer. And when I teach mindfulness to beginners, or really to anyone, I send them out for the first week to just be a curious observer, not to change anything about themselves or anyone else. Just notice what you're observing. Until next time, I'm Jackie Levin, and look forward to hearing any of your comments.